Good to see you today again. This is Yogi from Modern Monk Diaries. I hope you are doing well, wherever you are listening from. Maybe on your way to work, maybe getting ready for a busy day ahead, or simply taking a quiet moment before everything begins. I am truly glad you are here. चलिए अब हम आज का एपिसोड शुरू करते हैं। पिछले एपिसोड्स में वी स्पोक अबाउट मैनिपुलेशन, हाउ क्रेडिट शिफ्ट्स क्वाइटली, हाउ नैरेटिव्स गेट रीरिटन विदाउट शाउटिंग, और हमने ये भी समझा कि अवेयरनेस इज प्रोटेक्शन। बट टुडे वी गो वन लेयर डीपर, बिकॉज इन कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ protection alone is not enough. You also need positioning. And positioning is often decided by one thing: your relationship with what you say. क्योंकि ऑफिस में लोग आपको सिर्फ आपके काम से नहीं पहचानते, लोग आपको आपके शब्दों से भी पहचानते हैं, और उससे भी ज़्यादा आपके टाइमिंग से। सो लेट्स बिगिन। चाणक्य कहते हैं, अल्पभाषी प्रभावशाली, अर्थात जो कम बोलता है वही अक्सर गहरा प्रभाव छोड़ता है। एंड नोटिस, चाणक्य isn't saying never speak. He is saying don't speak cheaply, because impact is not the number of words. Impact is the weight behind them. Now let me take you into a scene you already know, not a story from a book, a scene from your own life. It's Monday morning, a brainstorming meeting, whiteboard full, energy high. Everyone is throwing ideas like ping pong balls. And there's always that one person. He speaks every 20 seconds. Maybe he say, let's think bigger. Maybe we should take a completely different direction. What if we reposition this entirely? We need something bold here. Let's explore all possible angles before we decide, and so on, whatnot. Room thinks, wow, energetic, confident, क्या बंदा है। और सच बोलूं, उस मोमेंट पर इवन यू फील इट कि शायद यही लीडरशिप है। बट देन 35 to 40 minutes pass and you realize something uncomfortable. No structure, no ownership, no decision, बस आवाज़ें और कुछ नहीं। And that's exactly where most people make the mistake. They try to fight noise with more noise. But a monk doesn't do that. Always remember, a monk waits. And Chanakya gives the first key here. Kalagyo Vijayi Bhavati. Which means, जो समय को समझता है वही विजय होता है. So you don't jump in early. You listen long enough to see the pattern. कौन रिपीट कर रहा है, कौन सिर्फ एक्साइटमेंट बेच रहा है, और कहाँ एक्चुअल गैप है. Because when you speak after you see the pattern, your words don't enter the room as another opinion. They enter as direction. So here's the moment. The manager looks around and says, okay, so what's the plan? And there's that 2-second silence, room suddenly quiet. And this is your doorway. Remember, not to perform, but to anchor. You say something simple, not dramatic. You probably say something like, there is convergence around 3 directions. However, one strategic risk remains unexamined. If we commit to option B, we can lock the timeline and establish ownership before we leave this room. बस इतना ही, कोई लेक्चर नहीं, बस clarity. And you notice the shift. People start nodding. Someone writes it down. The whiteboard finally becomes a roadmap. That's the first balance. Speak late, but land strongly. But now a second temptation shows up. After that meeting, you feel a quiet sense of confidence. You think, okay, speaking works. I should speak more often. And that's where office politics traps good people. Because corporate culture quietly rewards visibility. So people start speaking to stay visible, not to stay useful. और यहीं पर चाणक्य का दूसरा सूत्र काम आता है, वाक्यं हितं मितं ब्रूयात्, यानी वचन हितकारी हो और सीमित हो. इन प्लेन इंग्लिश, स्पीक सो इट हेल्प्स एंड स्पीक ओनली एज मच एज इट नीड्स. क्योंकि जब आप हर मीटिंग में बोलते हैं, आपका वॉइस कॉमन हो जाता है, और कॉमन वॉइस ऑथोरिटी नहीं बनता. The monk rule is different. Let your work make people curious about your words, not your words trying to cover for work. Now we move to the next scene, and this is where real politics begins. A review meeting, quarterly numbers, pressure in the room. Someone challenges your point. Maybe they cut you off. Maybe they question your decision. Tone sharp. And in that moment, your nervous system wants to win. Instinct says, defend now, explain now, prove now. लेकिन यही वो जगह है जहाँ बहुत कैपेबल लोग अपना पोजीशन खो देते हैं. Because when you react fast, you don't sound strong, you sound triggered. So the monk chooses the third balance, the pause. You pause. Not like you are weak, you pause like you are in control. And you say one line that brings the room back to reality. Let's come back to the data, then we will decide. बस इतना. No sarcasm, no aggression, calm tone. और आप देखेंगे heated energy धीरे धीरे normalize होती है. Because a calm voice in a tense room feels like leadership. Now we reach the final level, the moment where silence ends. Because silence is not hiding, silence is preparation. So when it's time to speak, you don't speak like you are asking permission. You don't say maybe or perhaps or something like I think. You speak like a person who has done the thinking. You say, this is the risk. This is the recommendation. This is the next action. And I can own the first step. Short, clean, grounded. And that's why your words travel farther. Because they don't carry drama, they carry responsibility. Now here's the deepest insight for office politics. People confuse two things, silence and absence. A monk is never absent, he is present quietly. और पॉलिटिक्स आपको दो एक्सट्रीम्स में धकेलती है, या तो हर जगह बोलो या फिर बिल्कुल गायब हो जाओ. दोनों गलत है. द रियल पाथ इज बैलेंस, selective speech, consistent delivery, calm response. And this is where Chanakya's thinking becomes even more relevant. Yukta vak sammanang labhate. यानी जो उचित समय पर बोलता है वही सम्मान पाता है. Not the loudest voice, not the fastest voice, but the most measured voice. So next time you enter a meeting, pause for a second. Ask yourself quietly, am I speaking to react or am I speaking to add direction? अगर आपका answer direction है, then speak. Otherwise, let the room move. Notice who interrupts, notice who aligns, notice who tries to control the frame. Because here's the deeper truth. Silence is not just about discipline. Silence is observation. And once you start observing carefully, you begin to see something else operating beneath conversations. Not ideas, not strategy, but power. Who seeks it? Who signals it? Who protects it? And who manipulates it? And that is where office politics become far more psychological than verbal. In the next episode, we go deeper into something that quietly runs in every office. The psychology of power games, या सीधी भाषा में कहे, ऑफिस में पावर कैसे चलती है और लोग उसे कैसे खेलते हैं. Because once you understand power dynamics, you no longer just manage meetings, you understand the invisible chessboard. Until then, observe more, react less, speak with intention. Yogi here from Modern Monk Diaries. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you.